but Duke's
Now Duke's might have
from
a good
Bowie
chance.
State. Now I think he's a power forward, and
He'll
with the
probably-
hustle that he has exhibited, I think that he has a good chance because he's a good man, offensive and defensive.
And he blocked a lot of shots.
Yeah, block shots.
And
That's
he
what I'm
blocked,
saying. Right.
and he can do that. So he have a very good chance of making someone's team or developmental league. You know, so that'd be a good thing for him too.
Who was the player of the tournament? Did you recall?
I don't remember.
Did they pick one for the women and one for the men?
They picked one
from each team.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the young man from St. Augustine's at the time, but we were hoping that Bowie would go and Duke Cruz would get it,
Yes.
but it wasn't so. Yeah.
And what was some of the shortcomings of the championship game?
Well,
You-
I think the championship game, the shortcomings really was that Elizabeth City, in the men was young.
Oh,
They
I
had a
see.
very young.
So they got
team.
a future there.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. And in fact, I was speaking to the coach yesterday, Coach Walker. I was speaking to him yesterday, and they're looking for a lot of big guys. And
When you say big, you're talking about 7 foot up?
Well, I don't know if they get a 7-footer, but he's looking for anybody around 6'8", 6'9".
Well, that's what I'm saying about
Yeah.
Duke. I think that he's the size, he could put on a little weight along with it, you know.
Yeah.
And then power forward is 6'8".
Yeah.
With his ability, he has a terrific chance of playing in the pro ranks. He has
Yeah.
the heart.
Right. But Elizabeth City just didn't have the players in the championship game to compete with St. Augustine. St. Augustine had a senior type team or a team that was very good. And Elizabeth City had a young team. And with that young team, he didn't know what team was going to show up one night or the other. But just so happens now, Ed, they played well the whole
Yeah,
tournament until
they
the
did.
championship game.
Is that
yeah,
right?
Yeah, they played well. You know, they had to win 4 games. So the fourth game, they
4
were,
games in what, 1 week?
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
days?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
4 days, yeah.
Yeah.
So see, because they were, I think, a number 8 seed or 7
Yeah.
seed. So they had to play the whole time. And they just ran out of gas, and the youth showed. They just couldn't handle the pressure, and so because St. Augustine was putting a lot of pressure on them, and that's what eventually happened.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us about your this new report organization that you have now. You'll be reporting back to Ed Brown's show on many things. You'll be with the Bay Sox and all of them. Tell us a little something about
Yeah.
your Harding.
Yeah, we'll get to do that. Anything that is newsworthy in Prince George's County, we're going to try to cover.
Be involved.
And bring,
well, you
and
better
bring
get
to
ready
you.
because elections are coming up in November.
Well, you got that right, yeah. You have that right, Ed.
Now-
So positive stories, you know, we like to
Right.
really report on. We like for people to shine. We like to show the positive side. So we'll be doing a lot of positive stuff.
And you were speaking about the crowd. What kind of crowd in numbers did they have
Oh,
down
man.
in Charlotte?
Mr. Harrod, how many people there were?
Oh, they had to
like-
have about 20,000 folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was sold out just about all up in the rafters.
The rafters,
I mean, they were
yeah.
filled. And what's amazing, Ed, is that you have a lot of people the first and second day was really that. I mean, of course, they have 20,000, 25 people, the tickets that they sold.
Right.
But then the first day was surprising that they had so many people there. That was the thing.
Yeah.
People just amazed that people just come, I guess vacation time or just take off to be there.
Yeah, because it's in the middle of the week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they come.
sure,
So,
right.
and then Charlotte is a nice little town, and it's a lot to do. The eating
Yes.
places are nice, and you can do a lot in Charlotte. Then they have a monorail to bring people out that are staying out in the hotels. Out further,
Yeah.
they just bring them on in. Because one time we had a hard time parking. Then they built a garage across from the arena,
Yeah.
which is very good.
Okay.
So-
Okay, then what we're going to do, we're going to be back in a minute here, and Harrod is going to give us some advice about to players what they should be concentrating themselves on when they go into sports. Be right back. Welcome back. And we're going to get some information that most of you think you know about, but this is inside information about a youngster that's going into sports, particularly basketball, from Del Mar here. He's a scout, and he, as far as preparation for going into the pros, what to expect and how you behave and your future. Delmar,
Well,
tell us something about that. You know, most of the youngsters, they figure they can go into pro, and whether it's football, basketball, whatever, and they don't think in terms of after the game. So they don't prepare themselves. They prepare themselves. Well, I'm a superstar. I was good in college. I was good in high school and all of that. And they don't prepare themselves for those days after 30.
Well, Ed, the biggest thing is reality, a reality check, because of the fact that if youngsters look at it, you have 32 pro teams or whatever, and it's only going to be like 32 jobs open up, if that.
Right.
And then they bring in young people from Europe and places. So when a young man plays basketball or football, mainly we're talking about basketball, he has to look at, if he's recruited by a Division I school or Division II school, look at the school and find out what does he want to do, what does he want to major in, and what does he want to do after that. Now, if he's not quite sure what he want to do, he might pick a school that he have to look at the roster and say, well, now, how do I fit in this roster? Will I be playing?
Fit in the system too.
Right. How many horses would he be bringing in? Because that's what happened. And then what makes CIAA unique is that a lot of players think they can play Division I ball, in which they might have the talent to do, but they're caught up in numbers. So then they said, well, look, if I'm not going to make it here, I'm going to Division II, which is the CIAA, which some of them were recruited by the CIAA. I've approached kids and said, do you want to play in the CIAA? They look at me like, oh, well, I don't want to go to Division II. But then they find out, once they go to Division I, it's not what they thought it was, or it's hard.
The numbers.
Everybody is good.
Right.
And if you can watch the NCAA tournament as of now, everybody, you see those ball players are good. Teams like Xavier, teams that people don't really see day by day, those players are good, especially in this area. We may not see it.
Like Butler knocking off Syracuse.
Correct.
Wow, yeah.
So I have coaches call me. This is how I really got involved. Coach would call me and say, Delmar, is there a player up there that want to play in the CIAA? And I'll say, let me check. Now, just yesterday, I was talking to a coach. My wife and I was eating dinner at this restaurant, and a high school coach came in. And in fact, I had his game, and he lost. It was a championship game too.
He didn't blame you, did
No,
he?
he didn't blame me. After we spoke for a while,
spoke to you.
he knew what the deal was. Yeah, and he had a chance to win the game, but then he had 3 shots and he missed them. Well, anyway, I said, "Where's the big boy going?" He said, "Well, he was supposed to go here, but we don't know now because the coach might be leaving."
When
So
you said big boy, what are you talking, 7 foot?
No, he's about 6'8". He's about 6'8", and that's big when you go into the CIAA, because the first time they get a 7-footer. So I said, does he want to go Division II school? So he says, yeah. He said, I'm open. He's open. So I said, okay. So I went home. I called the coach, and the coach in turn called him. I think they spoke. I haven't spoken to them since then, but this is how they network. So I said, and he's a nice kid, and he carries himself well. See, it's one thing is a lot of kids don't carry themselves correctly, and and it's a thing that is so many ball players out there. You have to carry yourself and conduct yourself correctly.
Appearance.
And if you don't, then there's going to be a problem. And a coach can see you and talk to you. You can have all the talent you want, but if you don't fit his criteria of playing or conducting yourself around him and fellow players and the school and the alumni and the chancellor of the school, then he don't want to be bothered because he'll have a headache.
Right.
And then you want to pick a school that you can play, because mama don't want and dad don't want them phone calls all the time. I want to come home and this and I'm this. You want to go where you can play and be happy.
Well, what do you think about the type of advice that they get as far as selecting a major. You know,
Well-
they major. Sometimes they just major